answered. Now this is the element that you guys are going to find very hard to explain, and I found it very difficult to come and tell you this example because you know why. Because we're all so left brain, nobody wants to open up to the right brain and say, hey, how did we get into Aceh when we became the biggest, we went with 30 tons. We ended up we were the only NGO that had a flotilla of ships. We were sending from Langkawi's fast boats, yachts, whatever we could find. We ended up doing 2,000 tons. 2,000 tons from a person who's never done humanitarian aid to start something like that. I'm like, wow, how did this happen? When I was asked to do a resume from a big body that all of us know, I'm not going to mention any names, said, we're going to give you a good job and pay you a lot of money. Just write down what you've done. I couldn't write it down. Because actually, what did I do? I didn't do anything. All we decided was, in the Chardi class spirit of the Sikhs, that we are ever ready to face any challenge. From what our Guru has taught us, you may be small, you may be few, but I will prepare a race that each man is equivalent to 125,000. So even though there were only 3 of us in Sri Lanka and Batiklo, we felt that we were 125,000 times 3. And that was proven by the fact, by the Tamil Tigers actually giving an order that do not touch the Sikhs. And this is going to a place after the last time in 1987, the Sikhs that were there were in the Indian Army and their misadventure. And some of the things that they did there ended up with their Prime Minister being blown out. And the next time they saw turbans was us. So can you imagine going to Batiklo where the Tamil Tigers are on one side and the government is on one side, and we worked with both sides, and eventually what they came out that worked with these guys. How was it possible? How was it possible for us to go to Philippines and go to a village where all the houses were destroyed, and the first thing we did was build their church, because that's what they wanted. They wanted their church. Eventually their church was where we stored all the goods, and it's the church where we served langar, the community kitchen, where we fed 1,000 people every day for a few months, where we built 100 homes.
Giving a vivid example that would address some of the issues we were talking about earlier, what would you pick as the key sharing?
See, I come from a very unique environment where I was thrown into disaster relief right after the tsunami in 2004. I got a call from New York. United Sikhs is New York based, and I only heard about United Sikhs after 9/11 because Sikhs were being shot for having turbans and they thought were Muslims. So Sikhs decided to get together and do some humanitarian work so people can see us out there and know that we are Sikhs. We wear turbans, we have beards. And when I got this call, I didn't know what to do because the tsunami had just happened, and it was right next door. Malaysia, Peninsular Malaysia, if you might know, is right next to Sumatra. So I went to my religious community and I said that we need to go. We just need 6 people and we need to go over to Aceh and make some chapatis, serve some langar, which is the free community kitchen, and do something because they are neighbors. It could have happened to us. If Sumatra wasn't there, Peninsular Malaysia would have been decimated. Millions would have died. And the kind of support we got within a day, we had like 3 people. Within 3 days, 150 people. Within a week, we had 2 luxury yachts that cost $7,000 per day were given to us by yachties who survived the Aceh tsunami in Malaysia. And we went across with 30 tons of food. And the interesting thing was, the first thing we thought about was, if somebody has been hit by a disaster, what is it that they would really want besides food? So we thought about taking Qurans with us, prayer mats, skull caps, whatever we could think of. And when we went there, the Muslims just cried. They said, nobody, not even the Muslims, gave us this. How could you even think about this? And that's when it just came to me that during this conference, a lot of people have been saying on stage that do unto others as you want to be done to yourself. I think that is incorrect. I think you should do unto others as they want to be done unto them. So wherever you go, think about what those people want and go there